Today's segment is about wireless follow focuses.
Or one, at least.
At least one.
I think it was a couple months ago, I mentioned that I bought a wireless follow focus for $600. It was a Kickstarter campaign that was successfully funded from Lenszhound, or Motiondogs, I believe the name of the company is. Something
Lenszhound
like
from Motiondogs.
Yeah. There's some dogs in there, and there's some motion or some sort of camera, something going on. But yeah, I plugged it into my cinema lenses on my Alexa camera, and I did a quick thing, and it skipped the lens, and so I said, it's trash, I'm sending it back. And I put it in a box, and my AC said, look, okay, I'm gonna play with that a little bit, because I'm a very impatient person, especially when I'm on set trying
when
to get
you're on
something.
set, things are trying to happen. There's
like,
just no time.
Just give me the bar tack, so like anyway, so he pulled it out and was able to play with it a little bit, and after he showed me how to actually use this thing, loving it, man. And it's $600 for a wireless follow focus.
What's the bar tech?
It's like 5,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So right now we're like a tenth of the cost, and it seems to be working pretty good. We used it on a Steadicam with the Alexa and some cinema lenses yesterday with no problems, no issues, and we used it a couple times before that. So it seems to be working pretty well. We put it on a 5D Mark III for you guys to take a look at. We've got a Rokinon 35mm t.15 lens. You can get this in a gearless option. It's $200 cheaper, but you use rubber bands on the lens.
You said rubber bands. That just sounds scary to me.
It does. It does. I don't know. I mean, at that point, I'm going, just pull the focus. You don't need to fall. Just pull it. Anyway, this is pretty cool though. And it's actually very simple to set up. Probably easier than the Bartek. A little less or more complicated than the Prestons. Prestons are pretty automatic. But here's what you got. So I have a battery pack that's powering my gear control. I bought this actually on Amazon for $20.
Oh, that's great.
You can buy the battery pack on this website, but it was like $40 to ship because it's an lithium battery or something like that.
Is this a lithium battery?
Yeah.
It is?
It is. And so I bought it on Amazon because they had the Prime on it. So I was just like, it's free shipping. So it was like
so
$20.
What are you looking for? You're just looking for
12 volt.
12 volt?
Yep, 12 volt. I just did a little research, found one on Amazon. So that's what I would do. This kit, all in all, was like $560, $550, something like that, and then I paid $20 for the battery. So pretty simple. You just turn this on first, and then you turn this on, and you wait about, I think, 5 to 8 seconds. Red now. There we go. And I'll show you how to set it up. You just go one way.
Till you go all the way to infinity?
All the way to infinity. There we go, right there. Hit it once, wait a couple of seconds, go back the other way. Here we go. I'm still kind of figuring this stuff out. Sometimes it spins faster than others, and sometimes it doesn't. So then you hit it again.
So that's for your close point there.
So now my lens is calibrated, which is pretty crazy. It's very responsive.
Just very smooth. If you're going to kind of ramp your focus up.
Yeah, so they've got 3 settings here. They've got something called free run, which is the quickest setting. You can really speed it, and it's very responsive, super fast. They've got a Z mode, which is you kind of ramp it, and it just does a consistent spin on the.
Can you do hard stops? Like if you're going to do your focus and set it on something, you can just hit to that point?
Yeah, exactly. When you set up the calibration here, no matter what happens, if you're all the way over here and you say that's infinity, this will not allow you. This has hard stops, the control does, so that you can't go past infinity. So if you have a lens, like a Canon lens, that doesn't actually have hard stops, it keeps spinning, you can set it up with this so that it won't go past those stops.
That's nice.
Which is really great. But then it also has this cool thing called playback mode. And so what that allows you to do, here I'll go into free run, and I can set up different points for my focus, 4 different points. So I got 10 foot right there, okay? Let's do a 3 foot for the second one, 2 foot for this one, and 1.5 feet for my last one. If I go to playback mode, just right in the center, all I have to do is hit these different buttons, and it'll
just
rack
jump track
focus to those points.
That's
so
fabulous.
So if I've got like a scene where I know I'm going to be panning and then something's in the foreground, I can just start with point 1, and then we get to that point, I hit 2. I don't even have to look at my control. All I have to do is hit that point, and then I'm like, oh, and there's a person that jumps up in front, so we go to the 4th, then we can go back to the 2nd, we can skip around, which I think is super cool.
That's a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
talk about why you use. Why do you use this?
Okay.
Why do you use follow focus? What's the scenario? I mean, really specifically, why?
For me, I got this because of Steadicam. So I got a Steadicam rig for, it's not Steadicam, I probably shouldn't say Steadicam. I can't remember, it's ProArm or something like that, for my Alexa. And I had a Steadicam operator that was providing a Bartech, but he was available some days and not others, and I thought, well, I don't want to go out and buy a Bartech or rent a Bartech, because even those are $150, $200 to rent a day.
Yeah.
And so
in a week you're going to pay for it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I looked this up and thought, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And at first, like I said, I thought it was worthless. But then I had the patient and intelligent AC.
Doesn't sound like it was that hard to figure out. It's just when you're on set and you're freaking out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's
Never a good time to try a new piece of equipment.
Right.
Actually.
As you can see now, I mean, the only thing I was having an issue with was in free run when I would really speed up the gear on my cinema lenses because they're a little bit more stiff. Mm-hmm. It would skip gears. And so in Z mode on my Alexa, it's just like very consistent. No matter how fast I go on the control, it kind of gets in there. So
can you on Z mode just go really smooth, slowly?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So.
See, that's fabulous.
And it's for most applications, Z mode is quick enough for any kind of focus pull. So, I love it, man. I really do. And $600. So
talk about you use it with 2 people. You got one person who's watching the focus while you're operating the camera.
Yeah, so you can do this a couple of ways, and good ACs are able to mark the barrel here and say, okay, this is 10 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, etc. And they can actually have markings, and they'll be able to just look at the camera and figure out the distance. Like they'll be able to say, like, oh, the distance between me and this camera right now is about 6 feet. So they'll be able to hit 6 feet, and as it gets closer, they can go, okay, now we're at 4 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, and they can watch that.
So do they kind of fine tune it? Well, they're not looking at a monitor though. You're just saying they're going off from feet.
There's 3 different ways of doing it. There's that way where you actually mark the barrel here, and just look at the camera and the subject and figure out how close they are. The other way is to actually run alongside camera and look at the barrel, where they're actually looking at the barrel here instead of the marking on the lens, and they're able to kind of look at the subject and the barrel. And then the third way is to actually have a monitor where they're just face planted in a monitor, and they maybe have focus assist or some sort of tool that will allow them to really make the focus hyper sensitive. And so you can kind of jump in there on the monitor. Yeah. I like a combination of the 3 personally. So like if I ever pull focus, I love having a monitor and then looking up at the subject and looking at my markings here. So
you kind of got all 3 of those worlds at once.
Yeah.
But to use this, you have to have a 2-rail system, obviously.
Or one. This is just one attachment here. It's not on 2 rails.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a good piece of gear. I was surprised actually. The gear is really high quality. And the clamps down. I haven't had a problem if it coming off at all. But yeah, I'm been super happy with it, and we'll see if I end up using it more in the future. I think I will. And I apologize, Lenszhound or Motiondogs or whoever you are, for originally knocking off this product. I just needed a little bit more patience, and now I've seen the light. It's a great product. Thank you.
Excellent.
Love it.
All right. So there's a look at follow focus and kind of some reasons why you would use it, and a pretty less expensive way to apply it. So
yeah,
it's our video tip for the month.
It is.
So if you want to see all of the segments that we did here in the month of April, go to theslantlens.com. They're all stitched together into one long show that you can take a look at. Or you can always check us out.
The podcast. You can always listen to us on your way to work or on your way to see your sister's baby that was just born.
Yeah, don't miss out on your sister's baby who was just born.
Yeah, that didn't actually happen to me anytime.
You didn't have a sister that... You have a sister that has a baby.
I always have a sister that has a baby. So, but you know, the podcast, that's what I think we're trying to say here.
That is what we're trying to say.
The Slanted Lens podcast. Go ahead and subscribe and listen to it. I listen to it. Is that weird?
There you go. Not at all. So here's your follow focus.